Hi guys, welcome to this Princess Tiana makeup look. Alright, hi! I've already got my foundation on and ready to go. Time to brush those brows into place. Alright, now going in with the infamous brow powder and gel here using an angled brush. Now Princess Tiana has thin brows, but they're a little boxy and the very front of those. So I'm first going to, of course, go with the tail of the brows and carve those out and fill them in. And then I'll go in towards the front later on. But here we are carving those in, so I'm just lightly brushing in the front of the brow as opposed to really pressing down with my brush towards the tail to create the shape. I'm trying not to use as much clear gel when I'm towards the front of the brow, but I do use the gel whenever I'm creating the tail because it just makes it look more smooth as opposed to just looking kind of powdery, I guess. As you can see, I'm just lightly feathering in little strokes here to fill in the brow, and I'm slowly adding more of a defined line towards the front, as you can see. And now what I'm doing is using my spoolie to go in and just kind of soften it up a little bit. I don't want it to be too harsh and too cartoonish, but I do want it to look natural and for it to have that shape that she has. Going in with the powder and the gel, of course, for the tail. And I'm just using whatever I have left over for the front of the brow. But I don't want it to be too harsh, like I said before. Using the gel, as you can see, that really does the trick down there. Just using the powder itself here in the front. And just slowly bringing that line forward. Filling in. Alright, now time to carve out the brow. So I'm just putting a little bit of concealer on my hand so I can dip my angled brush, more of like a C-type brush, into that. And then I'm just going in and carving out the brows. So I first like to apply a layer right where I'm trying to carve it out, and then I like to pat it down, just so I'm blending all of that out. Not enough concealer. Sorry for the light, it did not like it whenever I put anything in front of my eyes on my left side. So I realized that my left eyebrow was a little bit skinnier than the other, so I'm just going in here and cleaning that up and trying to make it the same size. I'm going in and setting the brows with some powder, loose powder here, over top. This is going to set the foundation, and not foundation, but the concealer on my eyebrows, and also just making the color just a little less harsh. I wanted to bring back just a tiny bit of that color, so I'm just going in with a spoolie very lightly over the brows. Alright, time for that eyeshadow. So I'm taking my fluffy brush and I'm dipping into this purple shade. And what I'm doing here is I'm just going ahead and creating the shape for the deep crease cutting that I'm going to do. Oh, words escape me. So I don't have a lighter purple, as you can see, in the palette, so I'm kind of just creating it on my own. So what I'm doing is I'm starting down at the bottom, and as you can see, I'm just blending and blending away. Now I do add in a little bit of that taupey brown kind of color, because I noticed whenever I mix those colors together, it did make it more of a lighter shade of a purple. So I'm bringing that upwards as I go, but I'm really just focusing more on blending all of that out at the moment, and just what I'm doing here is very, very, very light brush strokes. I'm not doing anything too hard. I don't want to press down too hard on the skin and with the eyeshadow there, because I want to be able to blend that out well. Once you get to that end part of where you're creating the shadow, you want to make sure to go with a lighter pressure so it's able to blend everything nicely. So what I did before was I just used a little bit of that purple and just swept it over my eyelids. That's gonna, as you can see, it's already created a difference, so it's making it look a lot of a lighter purple in contrast to my continuous adding of a deeper shade. And how I'm creating that, of course, is just adding more and more purple. And I don't wear foundation before my eyeshadow for this reason. But a way to avoid that is to put some loose powder underneath your eyes. That will catch all of the fallout from any of your eyeshadow, and then once you're done with your eyeshadow, you can just sweep it away. Want to go in here with this really pretty shimmer color. That's not working, so I'm gonna use some of them on my finger and just dab it right on. Well, you can't put on bottom eyeshadow if you don't brush away the bake. So I'm just brushing away that powder now underneath my eyes. That's going to get rid of any fallout that I had, and now it's time to go in with the under eye shades. So what I'm doing here is TIANA has not dark circles, but she has a shadow underneath her eye and underneath her eyes, and I'm just trying to create that effect under my eyes just to deepen that shadow. I don't want to go in too heavy, but I do want to put enough of a more lighter, fleshier, colored toned color to really give me that effect. And I'm just blending it out. I don't want it too harsh. I'm not going for a smoky eye, just creating a shadow. Using some of this contour color to really help me go in just a little deeper without it being darker. Now what I'm doing here is I'm creating TIANA's eye shape. She has, well, at least the characters in the Disney parks will use a more angled eye look, and so that's what I'm creating here. I'm going in with a shadow in the inner waterline there and a little bit over the top to create a more angled look, and now I'm going in towards the tear duct area and just dragging it down in the tiniest bit. I don't want it too dark. That's just going to go ahead and give me that look without having to go in so deep and dark with my eyeliner. So like I said, TIANA does have a more angled eye look, and a lot of the character performers in the Disney parks do sport that look, so that's really what I wanted to try to go for, especially if you're doing character performing. This is absolutely perfect. And she does, of course, wear that purple eyeshadow in the parks as well, and I just thought it was a really great color and it would make it pop, and I feel like that really represents her well. So I do want just a tiny bit of a wing on the outside. I'm just lightly connecting that to the very front of my eyes. Alright, so now I'm going in and I'm just adding the slightest bit of a dark shadow towards the outer corner of my eyes underneath, and I'm just kind of blending it out just the tiniest bit. I don't want to go in with any eyeliner or anything like that to make it too dark, but I want just enough down there to bring attention to it, and we can, of course, darken it once we put on mascara. I'm taking an angled brush and I'm just putting in a little bit of a shimmer shadow right there in underneath my eyes. I'm not going too crazy with it because I don't want to bring any attention away from everything I just worked on. Okay, time for the nose contour. So TIANA has the most beautiful button nose ever, and I'm just trying to create that just the tiniest bit. Of course, I don't have that nose shape, so that's not going to happen. But I just want to, highlight the essence of TIANA in this look, and that's what I'm trying to do here. So I'm just creating those little ridges on the bottom part of the tip of her nose, and now I'm going up from the top towards the eyebrow, just bringing that color downwards. I don't want to snatch the bridge of my nose up too much because her nose isn't really like that, and so I'm just bringing it down. I just want to create the illusion that I have somewhat of a similar nose as she does. The reason why I'm using this very tiny little fluffy brush is because with my actual big fluffy brush, it wouldn't really give me the precision that I would need to draw on these lines, unlike this brush right here, which as you can tell is really helping me at least get a little bit of a shadow to make it look like my nose isn't just honking down, unlike Tiana's, which is so pretty and upturned and buttony and cute. So I didn't feel like that underneath contour was dark enough, so I'm just going in with a little bit more of a darker one here to help me get the effect that I'm going for. And I'm just blending all of that together. I don't want it too harsh looking. Now for the regular contour. Now you can stop right here if you were finished with that. Now I wanted to try something new today and just bring the contour very lightly to create that look that she has. Those really pretty cheeks that really, they're prominent cheeks. And I wanted to kind of create that and make it look like I have a more prominent cheekbone like she does. And it looks fine here, and it's going to blend in a lot nicer once we put on the bronzer and the blush, of course, but you could always stop just at the contour right there, literally right there, if you wanted to. Thought it was a little harsh, so I'm just going over with my beauty blender with anything left over on it and just kind of going over it a little bit. So now I'm going underneath and I'm creating a heart-shaped type face. She has a very pinched, not really pinched, but more of a heart-shaped type face. So I'm going a little bit deeper with a dark contour right underneath my chin and downwards. And then I'm just cutting the jaw as usual. That's really going to give me the effect of a heart-shaped face. Going in with the bronzer, and as you can see, that really does set that contour a little bit better, make it looks a little bit more natural and not as strange as it might look at first when I try to do the cheekbone effect, but it's still okay. You can see it really gives us that look. Now I'm just cutting and baking. This is really the most essential part of any contour. Right. When you're baking, we're going to wait about 5 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and start putting on my mascara here, and that's going to buy me a lot of time. As you can see, that mascara with that dark shadow we put underneath there worked perfectly. Now going over top with the blush, some people might wonder why I put blush on while I'm baking, and honestly it's just because I want to highlight those areas that I'm literally contouring. So I don't want to wait until after I bake because I don't want any of that blush to go downwards on the face, which you could do that'd be fine, but I just like to do it once I'm baking. And just highlighting a little bit. I probably should have used my regular C-shaped brush to do that on the tip of my nose because I feel like the highlighter was a little bit too much on the tip, but it's okay. Now just brushing away the bake to Time for a little bit of... Ooh. No, just kidding. A little bit of that setting spray. Now I am going to be lining my lips. So Tiana, of course, has beautiful, juicy, luxurious lips, which I am not blessed with. So I'm just overlining my lips here. And I'm using, of course, a flesh colored. And really overlining them. We do have similar lip shapes at the top. So I'm basically just overdrawing it at this point. But they're, how would you say, heart-shaped? Scalloped? How do you say that? What do you call those lips? I'm just overdrawing the bottom lip as well. Not too much, but just enough where it balances out from the top. I'm just going to set some of that to kind of blend it in with the rest of my lip. I don't want to go over all of the lips, which you could do, and especially if you're using a lip liner. It's just going to help everything blend and look a little bit. Going over top with this little berry lip that I have here. And it's not very dark. I just wanted a little bit of something on there. I'm going to put a red over top of it as well. In the movie, she has red lips. In the parks, they vary. So I just kind of want to marry those two things and really get the essence of Tiana. Of course, if you were to put a red lip with this, it would look really cute. But I didn't want something too crazy, especially because I've got this intense eye look going on. But, of course, that is her character. She's absolutely gorgeous. And whatever you feel really goes with the character, that's what you should do. Red, maroon, mix the colors together, berry lip, what have you. It is totally your interpretation. So as you can see, I'm really patting the red on because I don't want to go too deep with the red. And some parts I am kind of dragging it, so I'm making sure the color is getting everywhere that I want it to go. But I did leave that middle part open because I wanted to add just a little bit of a shimmer. And as you can see, that really makes my lips look like they're pouting and a lot bigger than they actually are. Alright, so onward with the hair. Of course, she is known for her iconic bun. Now, I'm not going to do a traditional bun where it looks really nice and cute and pretty and clean. I wanted it just a tiny bit messy because when I think of Tiana, I think of a girl who is hardworking and independent and amazing, and she ain't got time for no clean bun. So I am just going in with that cute little messy bun look. And then I have these little leaved earrings here that I felt just really went with Tiana's character.
Hi, sugar. Thank you for watching this Princess Tiana makeup tutorial. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. For more videos, you're almost there. So go on ahead and hit that subscribe button. If this video made you want some beignets and voodoo, then let's go on down to New Orleans. Or Port Orleans, because Florida. And maybe no voodoo. Just beignets. Anyways, see you guys in the next one. Bye!